Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, February 28th, and it is my 53rd birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Natalie. Natalie Renee Joy Gardner. Happy birthday to me. 53 years, you guys. I feel blessed today. My family has been pouring in with messages and on Facebook and calling and singing to me. My niece and I, we always exchange messages. So she called me and sang happy birthday, her and her kids. So I am just starting off the day as I usually do, of course. I gotta go take a look and see what's going on in the Joy Garden. And everything looks really nice. That kale, look at that. Remember, I didn't want to harvest it because I'm like, no, it's not ready. It looks like it's ready now. Wow. And see, I'm not accustomed to this type of kale, so this is going to be different. But I know that you can saute this. You cook it just like any regular green or whatever. You can make them into kale chips. So yeah, and look, I noticed this yesterday. That little head is forming and it's nice and firm like it should be. That's stonehead cabbage. My collards looking pretty nice. Pretty soon I'll harvest those. I just have to find the time to do everything. I've been taking care of my seedlings. I did lose a few seedlings with that last frost we had. Had 2 days, the temperatures got down to 25 degrees. So at night, and so I did lose a few seedlings. But that's okay. I was able to save a lot of them, repot them, and they're good to go. Ooh, look at my mustards. They're getting there. Head lettuce. Even with the little frost damage, leaves there. You see some over there. They still look good. Red romaine. The green romaine over here. My Brussels sprouts. Oh, everything looks nice. This is spinach right here. That's noble, giant noble. Over here in this raised bed where I have my bistro salad blend and more Brussels sprouts, I have made a decision that I'm going to clear this area out over here. I had a really good run with celery. I have so much celery stored away. And I have about 2 to 3 other celery plants over there. And so what I'm going to do, and it looks so nice. This is a hard decision, you guys. When it's time to uproot something, it is a really hard decision. So I'm gonna choose wisely and carefully because these are healthy plants. They're still going strong. So we'll see. I might just clear out that area in the middle and put something right there in the middle. That's a good idea because I cannot bring myself to kill off or uproot a healthy plant. I just can't do it. So I may have to change my mind on that one. Okay, because I was going to clear out that entire side of the bed. But nope. We'll put a pin in that. Okay, over here, this is more giant noble spinach. Those are 2 transplants that I bought from the nursery just the other day. And it is, I hope the tag is still there. There it is. More Swiss chard. It's called Fire Fresh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in one of the raised beds or a grow bag. I'm trying to decide. I have more Brussels sprouts right here that are ready. These are transplants and they're ready to go into It's Forever Home pretty soon. Some collards over here. Look, I noticed a little damage. I noticed this yesterday. You see that down there? I don't know what that is. But I'm going to get down there see what's going on. Yesterday I couldn't really do maintenance because I was planting. I had so much to plant, and I'll show you a little of it. Let's see. Okay, so over on this side, I do have my onions, and a lot of the onions that are over there closer to the collards are being overshadowed. It's not getting much sun at all. So this wasn't the best idea to put the onions in the same bed as these collards, because the collards are big and strong and leafy, and it's completely covering the onions and depriving it of sun. So we're gonna do something about that. I'm thinking maybe, hopefully I can just uproot those onions and place them elsewhere and put something else in the raised bed next to it that will be a better companion. I didn't know. Plain and simple, I did not know. My bay laurel plant there, still going strong. I see lots of new growth at the bottom there. Rosemary right there. Garlic, elephant garlic here, soft neck garlic there, more soft neck garlic over here. These are onions. Okay, I need to go ahead and harvest the parsley pretty quick. So, the more you cut and harvest, it'll more will grow. Okay, I got a new addition I gotta show you guys. But these are blueberry plants. I just bought these. These are pink lemonade blueberry plants. I can't wait to get started on those. They're still in the little containers from the nursery. This is the new addition, you guys. This is an orange. This is a Hamlin orange tree. I had to get one. I had to give it a try. It looks nice and healthy, you guys. I planted it maybe 2 days ago. Haven't had a chance to record as much as I wanted to. I'm too busy just basically trying to get everything situated for spring and also get everything in the soil. So that's my orange Hamlin. It's a sweet orange tree. And of course, you know about my pineapples. They've been in the soil for some time now. Let's see, maybe 3 days? Maybe 3 to 4 days, but I've been taking care of them. They still look nice and strong and healthy. Okay, my strawberries. These are Chandler strawberries, and I've been nipping away at those flowers. I don't want it to start blooming yet. I want more leaves. Nice, healthy, strong plant before it begins to start making strawberries. My old collard plant. Let me take a quick look at it while I'm over here. It's going to be a real quick video, you guys. All right. That's my old collard plant. Now, in the raised bed, I christened the new raised bed. Okay, yes, it's completely filled. I don't know if I even told you guys that yet. That may be in another video. This bed is completely filled and ready to go. So on this end, I christened it with a different variety of spinach. I'll be using a lot of spinach. This is a countryside. So that's why I've decided to grow a lot of spinach, because I'll be using more spinach as part of my health journey and continuing to try to maintain my weight loss. That's always a battle. It's okay though. Hey, at least I'm trying, you know? But yeah, the raised bed is up and ready to go. I'm ready to put some more plants in there. Those are the celery plants that I was telling you about. I started those from seeds. The other ones in that bed, I always say this, those are transplants that I bought from a store. But these, I was able to get those seeds to germinate, which I hear is very difficult, and grow. It looks like it's 3 celery plants in there. So that's why I was so quick to say, okay, I can uproot those over there because I have 3 other plants over there. I can get started on those. But we'll see. I cannot. I cannot. I think you understand. Everything's looking pretty good, you guys. I'm back over here at the other L-shaped bed. Collards. I see a lot of ladybugs, and I think supposedly ladybugs are supposed to be a good thing. So that's why I haven't been killing them off. They might be beneficial. Maybe ladybugs, they may kill other harmful pests. So I'll look into that. That's more Swiss chard. You see here, I haven't gotten around to that little area there where you have some like little leaves that were damaged by that frost we had. Some celery here, this little part here. Not celery, I'm sorry, this lettuce. That's my lettuce. That's Butter Crunch and Paris Island. All right, you guys. My seedlings. These are the seedlings that I had a little problem with my seedlings. Like I said, I'm doing a video right now explaining what happened. But yeah, with that frost, some seedlings, I lost them. They were damaged. So I was able to save all of these, even with my corn down there. I still have enough corn, 2 different varieties, to go ahead and get started planting. So, and then after that, I have more seeds that I'm germinating right now, so I can plant more corn afterwards. But these plants are ready to go into the soil. It's 2 different varieties. I have early Sunglow and early Golden Bantam. But I have enough to go ahead and get started. Over here, a lot of these are my seedlings that I grew myself. And then I think all of these are. Yeah, all of these are my little seedlings that I created. Okay, over here in the smaller greenhouse, I have some transplants that I purchased and some that I actually started from seed. Also, I have the Purple Beauty sweet bell pepper. But those were the transplants that I purchased, and I just up-potted them. I took them out of those little nursery trays and gave them some more room in a larger pot, and also nutrients. When they're large like this, you can go ahead and start giving them, instead of just the potting mix, you can go ahead and place them in a normal setting with soil and nutrients. So this has actual fertilizer on it, so it can start growing larger, so we can go ahead and transplant them into their forever home come spring, which will probably be late March maybe, when they're large enough to go into a bigger pot or wherever I'm going to place them. I don't. Most likely, I will not be using the raised bed. I think I'll grow these in pots or grow bags. Over here we have chocolate sprinkles, cherry tomatoes. I actually purchased those transplants, and so I just wanted to get them out of those little nursery trays and get them into another pot, like I said, with nutrients, so it can start growing stronger, so they can be planted in a larger pot in their forever home later on. But yeah, I was able to accumulate a good bit of seedlings and transplants to get started. You know, as time moves on, spring, late spring, of course I'll add more. I'll add more, especially when as they put more seedlings out. Right now, they're overflowing. The nurseries are in the garden centers are overflowing with tomatoes and peppers for sure. Tomatoes and peppers. A lot of people like to start with that. I have 2 green bell pepper plants right here. I actually bought them from a nursery or a garden center, and they had one little nursery, those little black nursery trays, but 2 plants was in that one. So I always like to find when there's 2 plants in a nursery tray like this, because to me, I'm getting 2 plants. Because what I do is I'll bring them home and separate them, like I did here. And now I have 2 bell pepper plants for the price of 1. I do that all the time. Okay. I have my purple Cherokee plant here. I'm hoping this was not too premature because look, those other plants tomato plants I potted or put in the soil, they did not make it through that last frost. And hopefully that's it, that we don't have another frost day coming because they didn't make it. So it really got pretty low. It was about 25 degrees for 2 nights in a row. So I didn't expect them to survive. That's an indeterminate Cherokee purple. I have that little stake there holding it up, but I have a better system. I have a little tomato cage that I'm going to place around it. Now over here, this is a celebrity and it's a determinate. Okay, they don't get as big. Some of them may get 3 to 4 feet. It's already determined how high it will be, the fruit it will produce, and then once that plant has produced its fruit, it will start to die out. So I made sure that I put a good many determinate plants in there so I can get a decent harvest because it's like they grow and produce their fruits pretty quick. You get a quick harvest because I would like to start making sauces, tomato sauces, and also start canning the tomatoes. So I wanted to make sure that I had a nice bit of tomatoes. So I like to grow determinates because I feel like they're more easy to maintain. Where the indeterminate, there's more to be done, staking and pruning and all of that. So I have a good mixture of both, but I wanted to try that Cherokee purple. And then celebrity, I've grown celebrity before. It's a good tomato, and they normally, if it doesn't get too hot, now, that's one thing. If it gets too hot, then we'll see. Last season, it got so hot, you could barely grow a tomato. So I have my shade cloth. If I need to break out my shade cloth, I'm ready to do so. Okay, but I'm determined to have a good tomato harvest this year. So those are the only 2 tomato plants that I have in the soil right now. All right. So yes, everyone, I am going to go ahead and go inside. Hi, it's the birthday girl. That's right, today is my 53rd birthday. I just got off the phone with my mom. I took a little break. I was filming and she called. So my mom called to say happy birthday to me, my mom and my older sister. So I'm gonna sign off now. If I do anything in the garden today that is interesting, of course I'm gonna record it and share it with you. But I'm gonna go inside. Josh is on his way to school. He's on the bus now. And I'm gonna go and enjoy a nice cup of coffee. I'm gonna warm up and start my day. All right, everybody. A lot has happened since I logged off this morning. I got in this garden and went to town. Look, right here on the corner of the raised bed. Before I signed off, I showed you that I only had spinach. It's called Countryside. So, next to it, I went ahead and I put my 3 more Brussels sprout plants. And then I did a little research and I found out that red beans or beans is a great companion plant for Brussels sprouts and of course spinach. So right in the raised bed next to it, I planted my red beans. I had been soaking these red beans, preparing them to be planted. And so right here in this little corner, we're going to have our red beans. It's going to fix nitrogen into the soil. Now, I got creative and see those little strips of plastic? They were binding something that I purchased, I think my platform cart, and the packaging that it came out of, they had these little cards on them, so I decided to make use of them and use them as a little divider so I can remind myself where I stopped planting one thing and then I started planting the next. So in that spot there, there's nothing there yet. I'm trying to decide what to place there. And then on the end, I had some mustards, some more Florida broadleaf mustards. And I sprinkled those seeds right here in this area. Okay, so it's going to be nice green bushy leaves right here. And see, once they start growing, then I'll know what is what. So these little dividers is just temporary until I can, until they start growing. And actually, I'll know what is, what is what. So that's one thing I did. See that little bundle of mess there? I cleared out some grass and weeds that was growing around this raised bed. And I also cleaned up those mustards. And I got a lot of them harvested. There wasn't much that was damaged or bad, believe it or not. So now over here, where the onions are, you can see where I actually did have onions planted here. Yellow onions and white onions right here. So clearing up this area, just cutting those leaves, those collards, that opened up that space. It's gonna have sunshine. So that's what I think I'll continue to do. I was gonna uproot those onions, but I really didn't want to. So I think if I keep this area trimmed and cut back the leaves on this side, that will open up that space, good airflow, and room over here for the onions. But there's, I'm sure I could have harvested a lot more. See that damaged plant that I showed you? Look at that. Don't know what's going on there, but I'm gonna let it continue to grow. So, let's show you what I harvested. Yee doggy. Looks like I might have collards for dinner. I'm gonna take these inside and wash them up and cut them and freeze them. So I'll have some collards saved up. Well, that'll be my first collard harvest. Yay! Happy birthday to me. Okay, I'm just being silly. Now, let's find out what Natalie did over here. Okay, remember the Swiss chard plants I was showing you? The fire, it's called Fire Fresh. So in that area where we had those two dead or dying celery stalks or plants, I uprooted just the ones in the middle, and that's gonna put some fresh soil there. Oh, it was so good and rich. I used my compost, my very own compost, good rich compost, and I've amended the soil right there in the middle, and I planted those two Swiss chard plants. I hope you can see. Okay, that's called Fire Fresh. And I kept those celery plants. I'm just gonna trim, I need to trim a few little more dead leaves off, but I'm keeping those celery plants. That's perfect. Okay, so in this raised bed now we have the Swiss chard, the celery, and then we have that the bistro salad blend and more Brussels sprouts. So look at that. I didn't expect to do this, but I was just so happy. Like I said, today is my 53rd birthday. And look, in between gardening, I was getting phone calls from family. My mom, my sister, my cousin called me to wish me happy birthday. And look, I'm gardening and conversating at the same time. Literally, I had like my earpiece in, and they didn't know, but I'm literally digging in the soil while talking to them. Okay, look, the fun doesn't stop. I just want to show you these the mustards right here that they're growing. So pretty much just like what I have here, and the same method I used, those seeds are so tiny. So I'll tell you what I do. I take the little seeds and I mix it in a cup with maybe a little peat moss or perlite and vermiculite. Something that those seeds can grab a hold to and just kind of, and then I take it and I just sprinkle it evenly across the soil. So the seeds are mixed in with that peat moss or vermiculite or perlite, and I just sprinkle it across the top of the soil. And then I pat it down. I start with moist soil to begin with. So I wet this area down, and then I sprinkle on that those seeds. I pack them down, after using more peat moss just to gently dust it. Those little tiny seeds, just dust it, and then I packed it down. And then I came again with more vermiculite and perlite mixed together, and I covered it. That's to keep, instead of using mulch, because that's too heavy for those little tiny seeds, the perlite and vermiculite is going to keep moisture in the soil. It helps with drainage. It's going to keep away the fungus gnats, and it's also a way to kind of just weigh everything down, but lightly. And I pressed it in, and then I watered it in again, keeping the top part of the soil evenly moist, okay? So that's what I did over there, and it seemed to work, so I did the same thing on this end, okay? So yes, I was busy. And all of this, some of these, I was gonna place this in the compost bin, but there's lots of insects on some of those, eggs, forgive me, eggs. I could show you one of them, but there's one of the leaves that it is literally just covered in eggs. That's another reason why I wanted to get in there and trim those leaves. That's a breeding ground for insects to go in there. Damp, moist area under there for them to go in and lay their eggs. So I went in there and I just evicted them all. And then I'll spray with when the time comes. I don't want to come again and again with the neem oil. So wait a day or so in between, or maybe even a week in between, and you spray again. Okay, but neem oil is safe. But just clear out that area. I want to saturate that soil because they're laying eggs in the soil too. But yeah, there we go. I got a lot done. And look, it's still breakfast time. So let me head out. Bye, y'all.